In Africa, the demand for jobs will be a major policy issue across a continent which is already experiencing high unemployment and underdevelopment, driving migration both within the region and externally. For Africa to be able to maintain its impressive growth rates of the last 10 years, the basic infrastructure of water and electricity are prerequisites. Without these, African economies could lose momentum, resulting in the loss of direct water jobs and jobs in water-dependent sectors. Nigeria has made substantial progress in developing policies and strategies for water supply and sanitation service delivery, but faces major challenges in translating these into action.
We want to make sure that people live a healthy living, but they should also support us in the way they respond to the payment of our water bill. On a monthly basis, the government spent well over 100 million naira on the production of water. Then people should also respond or reciprocate in terms of their payment. They should not cut corners. That is common with our people because they believe it is the responsibility of the government to provide water free. If you spend so much money on water and you are not getting anything, then it means that government should just concentrate on water, no other thing. Whereas we need some money to come in so that we could also improve the service to other areas that needed the service.
The United Nations Children's Emergency Fund figures show that about 70 million people out of a population of 171 million lacked access to safe drinking water, and over 110 million lacked access to improved sanitation in 2013. Open defecation rates at 28.5% pose grave public health risks.
That is a huge number, indeed. There's a lot of hope. We are trying to kind of stimulate the states and the local governments now. Right now we're designing a program aligned to the Sustainable Development Goals so that we can achieve the coverage that is required by the year 2030. We cannot do it alone, but we're creating a program that we can provide that will be a kind of partnership between the federal government, the states, the local governments, and even international donor organizations.
The Global Assessment of Water Supply and Sanitation Data, produced by the World Health Organization and the United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund Joint Monitoring Program, describes reasonable access to water supply as the availability of at least 20 liters per person per day from a source within 1 kilometer of the user's dwelling. One is not unaware of the fact that this is near impossible in Nigeria. This is evident as most residents in the rural area either resort to private wells, streams or rivers for the means of water they use daily, while among the over 90 million people living in the urban and semi-urban areas, less than half have reasonable access to reliable water supply.
There's abundant water resource in Nigeria from the rivers that we have and the flows from the runoff from rainfall and waters that come from bordering countries. Our major problem is managing this water resource. And yes, there is a serious problem associated with water supply. One of the key things is capacity building. We have in the water boards, we don't have enough manpower to run them. Secondly, the energy crisis is also making things difficult. I'm talking now with particular reference to urban areas. It's very, very difficult with the energy crisis for any water treatment plant in any city to run at 100% capacity. 3, we have a problem associated with the cost of equipment and the maintenance of equipment. We don't manufacture any water treatment facilities or conveyance systems or pumps and other transmission appliances. So these things cost a lot of money, and it's becoming very, very difficult, I think, for states and local governments to support, to finance this kind of infrastructure. But these things must be done.
Every year, an estimated 124,000 children under the age of 5 die because of diarrhea, mainly due to unsafe water, sanitation, and hygiene. Lack of adequate water and sanitation are also major causes of other diseases, including respiratory infection and undernutrition. Many schools in Nigeria lack safe private toilets and hand-washing facilities. This affects enrollment and performance, particularly in the case of girls. The impact of water, hygiene, and sanitation falls disproportionately on women and girls, the main carriers of water. In many rural communities, the challenge is critical as women and children walk long distances to fetch water from streams and ponds, some of which are contaminated. Hence, incidents and sometimes epidemics of diarrhea and dysentery are common. Even in the so-called modern cities like Lagos and Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory, a large proportion of people have no access to drinking water, and as the Joint World Health Organization and UNICEF report observed, many often resort to using any available space as convenience. For those who can afford it, boreholes are indiscriminately dug, but that too constitutes its own problems as it undermines the water table and threatens future supply of the commodity. Nigeria has been grappling with issues of water scarcity across a number of its states. Increasing population, rising demands for food and cash crops, increasing urbanization and rising standards of living are the major factors leading to a shortage in supply of fresh waters.
And the challenges are population increase and also power shortage. The power shortage has been affecting a lot of our facilities, and the state had come to our aid by providing the IPP in some areas. But IPP is not available in all the areas where we have facilities. And I'm sure that the states are still working to get IPP there. But the area where we do not have IPP, we have to run our generator to supply or to service the station, the water work. So, and it's really consuming a lot of money to buy diesel, and some areas, like my hometown, it's like you use generator 24 hours. And you also have to think of the wear and tear on the generator too. If you continue to use the same generator, not just the fuel that feed the generator, but the generator itself can break down.
This ugly situation has compelled many households, often in the lower class, to end up buying water from water vendors. While the federal government, through its agencies, is making efforts to providing potable water to Nigerians, it is imperative for the government to revive and increase the capacity of the water corporations to deliver potable water supply to the people and at a reasonable cost.
The greater population that is not covered, that does not have water supply, is probably in the rural areas. But it's also a dicey situation, you know, because there are certain areas, certain locations, because of the geography, there's really nothing you can do. Or to be able to achieve what you want to achieve, the economy, you know, when you put it, you know, you do an economic analysis, a socio-economic analysis, probably you just have to find some other ways to do it. It's a challenge, but again, like I said, we have to find a way to cover this less the underprivileged people that have no access to water. I think one of the challenges also, don't forget also the urban areas. It's quite a shame that I don't think there is any Nigerian city that can boast of 100% coverage for its people. So as we look at the rural areas, we also have to think very hard how to supply our cities. Even Abuja, for example, I'm sure, and Lagos, despite all the investments over the last 20 years, they're still not covered by 100% water supply. So it's quite a huge challenge in this country.
Lack of potable water has been linked to poverty. It damages developing economies such as Nigeria. An estimated 5% of developing countries' GDP is lost to illness and deaths caused by dirty water and lack of sanitation. Nigeria loses hundreds of billions of naira due to poor water and sanitation. Wastage is another battle that is difficult to overcome. Despite its shortage, many households still waste water without giving a thought to the impacts this. Well, that's our program for the day. Thank you for being a part of it. We'll be back with you next week. But should you have any comments or questions, our inbox @file@channelstv.com is always available. We will see you next week. Bye for now.